Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Ball. Jersey Joe Archino back here, and obviously with the Cleveland Cavaliers coming off of their title victory, I think you have to look right across the board at the history of the NBA, and when you do, you'll quickly see that this is the most meaningful title in NBA history. I mean, when it first happened, my first thought was, really, there's not a more fitting way for the Cavaliers to have won this. It's really the personification of the city of Cleveland. They're the first team ever to be able to come back from a 3-1 deficit, all of the problems that they endured, all of the difficulties, having to wait 50 plus years for a chance to win this thing, and they do it in the most difficult way possible. That right there is Cleveland in a nutshell. It's the hard road taken, but it's coming up victorious at the end. And I think when you look across the history of the NBA, there just hasn't been another title of this significance where a fan base has waited this long, and a title like this, not just it really, this title has its hands in all other sports, in baseball, in football, because the Browns and the Indians and the Cavaliers collectively have not been able to have any success. So this is a title that really has its hands across all echelons of socioeconomics. I mean, you look at it from the economic impact, you look at it from sports impact, you look at it from the cultural significance of it. I just don't think you look around the league, and with all the titles that the Lakers have won and all the titles that the Celtics have won, you look at the ones in between where the Bullets were able to win a title and the Supersonics were able to win a title. You know, there's so much repetition in who has won titles in this league, and I think that's a big part of it why they just haven't been as significant. Of course, every championship means a great deal to somebody, but there are some which mean more than others, and I think this is the ultimate case of it. Right now on SportsCenter, they have everywhere the Cleveland Cavaliers getting off the plane, all the fans that are there. I think you watch when they have their parade this week, it's going to be unlike anything we've seen in pro sports in a long time. I mean, hockey gets a pretty good rap for how good their fans turn out when they have a nice championship celebration. But this is a title that just kind of goes beyond the normalcy of winning a title. Sports at its core is entertainment, and the value that it adds is only entertainment to our lives. But this is different. This is not adding entertainment. This is real life. This is people's economic living. This is people's hardships, all kind of thrown into one team and thrown behind one person who's kind of been the epitomization of that all, and that is LeBron James. He has been the guy who's had to carry the mantle. And I did another segment this morning where I talked about where if you want to talk about LeBron as the greatest player of all time, I think that's one of the many things that makes him the greatest of all time. Is Jordan never had people's livelihood riding on his coattails. The city of Cleveland, people who really have endured hardships, they have looked to LeBron as the savior of the city, and really to really do that and have an organization, you having to carry them every step of the way, and there's been hardships, and he left and he came back and he won. The storylines write themselves, and I'm not sure if even the best writers in Hollywood could craft a narrative like this one here. There's nothing like it in professional sports, anything like this in any capacity. And I think when you look around the history of the NBA and even in the future of the NBA, I just don't see how anything could come like this. The Cubs winning a World Series is maybe about the only thing that could be close. But even with the Cubs, we all need a face. There needs to be one guy that you could put out as the mantle and put as the bearer of all other things. And LeBron has been that guy. LeBron has been the face of Cleveland. He's the face of the Clevelanders. He's the face of the struggle to win a title in Cleveland. And that struggle is over. And I always, kind of firmly believe that the fan bases who deserve it the most, greatness is intended for those who deserve it the most. And for a city that's waited 50 plus years for something like this, they deserve that greatness. And they finally have received it. They got the greatness in LeBron. And it took him a while. It was not an easy road, but he finally was able to deliver it to them. And to me, that's one of the reasons why I look at this title, and I think it's easily the most significant and meaningful championship victory we'll ever see in league history. The Cavaliers could win more titles with LeBron James. He's 31 now, and he's won 3 titles. At this point, Michael Jordan was also 31, and he had won 3 titles. Kobe Bryant at the same age had won 4, but his story is much different. I think you look at this with LeBron. He's the best player of all time in his own unique way. He's bared unique challenges unlike anyone else in NBA history, and there's so much to his narrative that just separate himself from everyone else. But I think above all else that we discuss, this is the most significant title we'll ever see in a long time. I mean, again, aside from the Cubs, I just don't see how it is. You can't craft a better story. And really, LeBron's story is our story. He is kind of all of us, although he is so different, making exorbitant amounts of money, one of the most recognizable faces on earth. His story is ours. We all kind of have our hand or dealt something, and it's up to us to overcome what we are dealt. And LeBron James is kind of the ultimate example of that. He has overcome those challenges unlike anyone else, and I think to wrap this up, you look across the pages, go look it up, look at all the people who've won titles in this league. There are none that have been like the one that the Cleveland Cavaliers just won, and it carries a weight greater than any others that I think that we will ever see. But until then, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino and on Instagram Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll see everybody in the next episode.